Today I'm riding my bike on the newly striped South Coast Highway 101 between Chesterfield Drive and the Swami's pedestrian crossing. The first thing I notice is the bike lane is now on the far right and perhaps unfinished markings next to it. There are several no parking signs. This means no car parking on the east side of the 101 south of the campground, and the 101 reduces to one lane after about 500 feet. The right inset picture is a Google Map view from November 2022 showing the previous striping alignment. A few parked cars here make my ride a little too exciting. As I pass the campground, I notice all the striping on the west side. I'll ride down the side in a few minutes. The dirt shoulder parking remains, but the southbound turn lane is removed. The narrowest section of the 101 seems to push drivers near the bike lane, where I see two cars drive on the stripe. At this point, I'm practically riding on the dirt. The 40-mile-an-hour speed limit seems fast when cars pass a few feet away. Turning around at the Swami's crossing, I see the new bidirectional bike lane and protective berms. A few parking spaces are moved to the other side of the berm, yet I can't tell how many as the painting appears incomplete. Passing Swami's, the new paint indicates driveway access for residents, and I can't tell if there's any parking next to the berms. There's also a stripe for a bike lane or buffer lane. Riding a little further, and it appears there's parking next to the berms. This is the pleasant part of my ride as I see waves and pelicans. The north parking lot is where all the action is, if you like road paint. Cars are supposed to back in here. I count about 25 spaces here where previously there was no parking. These parking spaces continue, replacing the former curbside parking. Again, this section might be parking. I expect more paint to clarify. Past the campground, I see more back-end parking, followed by a bit of parallel parking. Then there's no parking up to the intersection. For those wondering how much car parking is gained or lost by this realignment, I use Google Maps again to measure parts of the 101 where parking is lost. For example, near Chesterfield, the east side loses 956 feet and the west side loses 487 feet. And for an average of 20 feet per car, this is about 72 car spaces lost. By Swami's in the north parking lot, there's about 30 spaces lost, for a total of 102. However, the added back-end spaces and other linear parking total about 96. So overall, there's a loss of 6 parking spaces. And of course, this is an estimate as the paintwork is not complete.